Is there was the Orioles a team you felt that they actually were in on you, or was it as, hey, surprise, it's the Orioles, or did you think someone else was going to be completely in the mix?
Yeah, I think we had a good idea of what teams were interested, and I think the Orioles were definitely one of those teams. And also, it helped that they were a high pick in the first round. They had the second pick, and then they had a first round comp pick.
Mm-hmm.
So those two picks right there had a lot of draft money in the pool. So they had a really high pool, and I know a lot of those teams that had those top picks that were interested were definitely a possibility. The Astros didn't have a lot of money, but they were a team that were right there in the mix. There was like 4 or 5, 6 teams that were super high. But when my agent called and told me the Orioles, I really wasn't that surprised.
Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of where I'm going with it, because I've had certain guys who are like, yep, no idea. So Spencer Watkins with the O's. I remember I sat down, we talked about it. He was like, yep, I don't think I even talked to the Tigers. And that was the team that ended up taking him. But I guess a little bit different when because essentially, for people that might not understand this, I'm just going to explain it for a second. The draft pool of money is each team in the slots earlier in the draft. And usually, typically, because your draft was just 5 rounds, right, for the COVID year.
Yep.
Draft rounds in general, there's slot value for the 10 rounds. And before, each pick would have a certain slot. So if you were the number 1 overall pick, that slot value for number 1 overall could be, $8 million, let's say. I don't know what it is this year. So for people looking at it, that's slotted money. That's what Coby's talking about. With when those picks are, that's what the team is kind of set at the parameters of what that pick is supposed to be. Now, whether the guy signs for more or less, that's a whole different topic for that.
Jack. Why? Hold on. Go on, Curtis, nice play.